Hello survivors, and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. And in this video we're going to be going over the last event that is going to be part of the Divided Loyalty main monthly event. And this is not going to use dog tags, but it will be rewarding some more NWO tokens, but also rewarding you for your progress on Jackie via acts in roadmaps. Let's read through the info. It is called Insurgence, and it says the Divided Loyalty event enters its final week within Insurgence. The event times are as follows. It starts on the 31st of January at 3 PM Pacific time, and it ends on the 7th of February 2022 at 3 PM Pacific time, lasting just a week and ending around the time that the full event ends itself. Now there is some overview information. It says players can use the progress they've made on Gold Mythic Jackie to run the NWO Jackie Roadmap for Gold Mythic tokens, salvage tokens, trainers and more. In addition, new daily Insurgence Missions, which will be listed below, which we'll check out in a second, will reward NWO tokens through the remainder of the Divided Loyalty event. These roadmaps and the rest of the Divided Loyalty event roadmaps and missions will end on February the 7th, 2022 at 3 PM Pacific time. Make sure to use your silences, red headbands and NWO tokens by then. The Loyalty Grey Market and NWO Stash will end on February the 8th, 2022 at 3 PM Pacific time, 24 hours later, just in case you do forget. But once all those things finish on the 8th, that is it. So don't miss out on using what you've gathered on rewards. So we'll just go through the Insurgence missions, and these are daily missions. There are 7 of them, so I assume each one of these is going to pop up just the once. The first one is for World Energy, as you can see on your screen, and you have to use up to 60 World Energy here, and you'll get yourself a grand total of 30 NWO tokens. That's enough to do 3 pulls on the stash. The next mission is to defeat walkers, and you have to defeat up to 120 walkers. Again, it will give you 30 NWO tokens. Again, another 3 pulls on the stash. The next mission is to win 12 raids, which is your natural energy pretty much for the day, but you can just burn it out. There's 6 natural in the morning, and then just popping a can. Again, that's going to give you 30 NWO tokens, make it a grand total of 90 so far, but another 3 pulls on the stash will come with this one. The next will be defeating fighters, and you're primarily going to have to do this on the world map. SR might count, I'm not 100% certain. I know War doesn't for whatever reason. But again, it's going to reward another 30 NWO tokens, bringing the grand total up to 120. Next on the list is using battle items, bringing back the classics. This is using things like the healing items or the defense down items and stuff like that in battles, which I think not many people actually use these days. Grenades, that sort of thing. If you use 30 of these items, you will get 30 NWO tokens as a reward, bringing the grand total up to 150 so far. Next up is using faction supporters. You only have to use 15 faction supporters, which you can do pretty quickly. You can run some basic roadmaps and world maps and get this done. You can do this instantly. You don't have to wait for resets, which is nice. You will get another 30 NWO tokens here, bringing the grand total up to 180, and that's 18 pulls, of course. And the last and final mission that can pop up during the week, I'm not sure what order they're going to come in, but it'll be 7 different missions, 7 days, 1 per day, I'm guessing. It's going to be leveling up, and you have to do 75 level ups of any fighter, and all of these seem to be very accessible. It isn't any specific tiers or any, specific like high level stuff that you have to do. It's quite basic, so even if you're brand new to the game, you should be able to get quite a lot of this. And again, another 30 NWO tokens, bringing the grand total up to 210. That is 21 pulls. That is almost a full stash completion, considering there's only 3 stashes. And I think that most people are probably into the second stash by now, partway through it. I think this is looking good for a potential finish on all the stashes, free to play. Just make sure you get this done, and obviously the other things that are currently running. Next up, we're going to be going over the NWO Jackie Roadmaps, and this is going to reward you for how far your progress is on Jackie. And you can see for the first act, it's going to require you to have Gold Mythic Jackie from grade 1 to LB3. This means you just have to have gotten 1 Jackie. She doesn't have to be leveled up, and you'll be able to do the first act. Second act is grade 2. As you can see, you're going to get Gold Mythic tokens for fully completing each act, and some trainers, gear, and all the likes throughout the stage rewards. Act 3 is grade 3. Act 4 is grade 4. Act 5 is grade 5. Yep, grade 5 again. You can see the gold mythic tokens are going up. I've got the grand total for you, don't you worry. Act 6 is LB1 to LB3. And lastly, I think we have Act 7, which is LB2 to LB3. And this does reward a grand total of 50,000 gold mythic tokens as rewards. A bunch of trainers, lots of gear. It's good. It's actually pretty good rewards. And you're going to get quite a few silver mythics as well because of these just basic mythic recruit tokens. Now, this is only going to cost world energy. It is going to cost silvers to get Jackie up to, you know, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, LB1, LB2, LB3. But, you know, I think with this extra event and the extra NWO tokens that we're being given, enough to complete nearly a full stash, I think a lot of people are going to be getting their hands on LB3 Jackie here without as much RNG potentially. I know if you're not in the top faction in your region, you're in like 4th or 5th place, I think as long as you kept up in most of the events, you should be very, very close. And you might have to run loyalty a couple of times and get lucky with a couple of tokens there. But if you're in one of the top 3 factions in your region, you should be fine. As long as you're coming like top 50 in the solo events, I don't think this is going to be too bad for you. Lastly, just confirmation of what is in the choice boxes for the gear, just the basic stuff which you would probably expect to be in these type of gear choice boxes. So this is the last mini event for the Divided Loyalty main event. Insurgence is going to be the name, like I said before, and it is going to be bringing the event back to being quite accessible. It would of course be nicer if this was kind of known from the start, but I think, you know, the way most mobile phone games do it at least is they give you some rough information and you can have to use your wits in terms of how they've done previous events. So previous events they've done exactly the same way, but previous events have not necessarily gone the way we would hope in terms of, you know, the characters actually being accessible and the like. But Jackie looks to be quite accessible LB3 now. It wasn't looking great at the beginning, and I think Scopio probably would be able to cause themselves a lot less hassle by just announcing the fact that, you know, she is going to be accessible. There's lots of mini events in it, and making that an announcement from the start, because the way it's done now is it's not great. I'll be honest. At least it does look like it's going to be okay near the end. The start wasn't great, especially if you were in a Survivors Club. It was not great, but at the end it doesn't look too bad. Do leave any thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Your progress on Jackie. Do you think you're going to be able to finish her off with this little bonus event now? Let me know. Like I say, that is the end of my video. I want to thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.